Maxwell here, and welcome to another edition of TNA Making an Impact. Today's impact is on the aftermath of lockdown and is in between the quick turnaround from now until TNA Sacrifice, our May pay-per-view. So we've got this show next week to build up a pay-per-view, so hopefully with the 15 segments here and pretty much a similar amount in the next show, hopefully we can put together a good enough card you guys will enjoy. So without further ado, we'll kick straight into the show, as always explaining all angles as we go along. This is another episode of TNA Making an Impact. Let's go! So 6,700 sell out at the Corbett Sports Centre, and we start the show with a promo. Basically, AJ Styles comes out laughing about what happened at the end of lockdown when he took out the champ Fergal Devitt, and he says this is his statement to show that he is going to be the future TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Devitt comes down and just says, anytime AJ, but he's got to earn that title shot. But one day these two will meet. It'll be a classic, and Devitt says he will be the man who'll come out on top. B82 for the interview segment. The show got off to a strong start and the crowd got hotter. The Y2AJ storyline has advanced and gained heat, and we felt like the announcing could be a little bit better. There were no skill improvements, however. Good show, a good way to start the show, and a little negative there was the lack of heat in the storyline. Our opening contest was about that had some subpar wrestling and little heat, and our Hairless defeated DJ MiOn in 5:40 by pinfall with an Asai moonsault to again just showcase how dominant he is in the X Division. D46, he was off his game again, which is sad to see. MiOn with 34, our Hairless with 48 performance. No skill improvements here, negatives, both meant for their chemistry, low morale for DJ MiOn, and our Hairless's inconsistency. It must be noted that while this match was going ahead, former X Division champion Jay Lethal was down at ringside to do some colour commentary on the match, and he had just a little insight to what he thought about the actions of our Ennis. So a B80 there for Jay Lethal. Could he be jumping back down to the X Division? That remains to be seen. Next up was a match in our Knockouts division. It was about that had terrible wrestling, but non-existent crowd heat, and it saw Rosemary defeat Kellyanne English in 6:49 with an Olympic slam. D-39 again building both of these knockouts up. Kellyanne English with 37, Rosemary with 36, so a good win for her that she badly needed. No skill improvements here, quite a few negatives in sense of inconsistency and poor momentum, but hopefully we can build it up and really get Rosemary a little push going forward. After this, backstage we see Sienna with Tanya, and Tanya says it's time that she shows everyone knows she's worth her place here in TNA, and she's going to teach Ali a lesson in this matchup, showing that she should be a future contender, but she still will be a friend and an ally to Sienna while Britannia Knight is on the injured reserve. D+52. No skill improvements here, but a decent promo segment leading up to the following match, which had subpar wrestling and little heat, but it saw Tanya defeat Ali in 9:02 by submission. D46 is okay, but it's a good needed win for Tanya. She had a 40 performance to the 44 of Ali. Worker improvement wise, none to note, but it's gaining momentum for Tanya. Negatives, both ladies holding back, which seems to be happening quite frequently with my female athletes in this game, so if anybody knows why that's frequently happening with the women, and not the men, if you could let me know, that would be deeply appreciated. But it seems to be this save and the WWE save that women are holding back a lot in these kind of segments. Next up, we have a backstage segment where Rey Mysterio Jr., the new tag team champion, is backstage and he gets beat up by the new number one contenders, Brian Cage and Mike Bennett. They leave him down and out. This gets a C60 rating, gains some heat between him and Mysterio, but the storyline advances and lost heat because I've brought them into the Will storyline as well. But the angle, it got the crowd a little bit hotter. A few negatives there. After this, it was about that had some decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, and it saw Phoenix defeat Crazy Steve in 7:49 with the Meteora. A good win there for Phoenix, getting him over a former tag team champion. C-55, Phoenix with a 47, Crazy Steve's 53, but a good win nonetheless. Negatives there, the inconsistency of Phoenix. After the matchup, Brian Cage, Mike Bennett have taken out one, and they're going to take out Phoenix as well. They beat him up when he's celebrating. For a C-55, Phoenix performed poorly. The storyline advances, again losing heat. However, it's building as many tag teams up into this as possible to enhance our tag team division. Only negative here, Brian Cage's chemistry for motivation, but overall a segment that makes the number one contenders look very strong. Next up in a poor match, Kenny Omega defeated Jesse in 7-12 with a cross-legged Fisherman's Buster. Just a match up here to get him a little bit of overness and some momentum. C-54 here, good chemistry between them, in fact great chemistry. However, Jesse with the in-ring performance of 30 compared to Kenny's 62 suggests maybe they are a class apart. A lot of negatives there for Jesse Goddard's, but Kenny Omega showcasing his 2017. Going to be his year. Speaking of him, his rival was in action, and he was in a good matchup that saw Adam Cole defeat Yujiro Takahashi in 7:57 with a flying crossbody. B-72, good mesh of skills here, good matchup, which saw Adam Cole slowed down by injury, but him with a 69 performance over Yujiro, who had a 65, gets him some momentum, gets him a good victory as we build up to more matches between Adam Cole and Kenny Omega. No skill improvements here, and negatives, quite a few for Adam Cole, poor momentum for Yujiro. Might look to get him some victories soon, but he does well putting people over. Next up, we've got our 50% owner Brandi Reynolds comes out, and she says after a great matchup at the pay-per-view, Ricochet is going to get his rematch tonight against Shibata, another chance for the TNA National Championship. This was a C-57 angle, but Brandi is getting better at her gimmick. The match did succeed the last time, but can we do one better? The rating, just a little bit down on the last rating, but it was a bout with more good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as Shibata again defeats Ricochet in 12:42 by pinfall, and he makes the 9th defence of the TNA National Championship. B79 just down on the 80 they got at the pay-per-view, 61 for Ricochet and a 78 for the champ. No skill improvements, negatives here, just Ricochet's inconsistency, but just a small matchup there to again put over the prestige of the championship and just show how dominant champion we have in this division. And our main event was an exceptional matchup, and it saw AJ Styles and Bram defeat the team of Chris Jericho and Fergal Devitt in 17:49 when Bram defeated Chris Jericho by pinfall. With Velvet Noise, Fergal Devitt carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. B-76 is okay for a main event. AJ continues to get better at his gimmick. Fergal now an 87, 78 for Chris Jericho, 72 for Bram and 73 for AJ, as we look to build up some heels in our main event. The Y2AJ storyline advances and gained heat. No skill improvements in this instance, and our dirt sheet, a few negatives there, inconsistencies, booking decisions, declining physical ability, but you have to build new stars, so you have to take a lot of the penalties when you're doing that. And to end the show, 4 men want to be TNA champion. One man is, that man is Fergal Devitt. They all end the show just staring each other down. It's likely we are going to go with a fatal 4-way at the next pay-per-view, or will we have Bram versus Fergal Devitt and go with AJ versus Jericho? Yet to be decided. They got a week to decide, but it could be 2 fantastic matchups or one big matchup, and that's a B+84. Chris Jericho was fantastic. The Y2AJ storyline has advanced, and it also gained some heat. Negatives was just a limited segment for being short, and we end the show again with a B-77, which increased our popularity in the 18 regions that we were on our show. So, building a couple of new storylines up on the road to Sacrifice. As you can see there, we have a new X Division contender, something new in the women's division as well, a couple of feuds happening there, new tag team champs, new number 1 contenders, and other feuds are branching out, plus some other feuds of wrestlers who haven't even appeared in this show, going to fit into next week's show to get them onto that pay-per-view card, as I say, for Sacrifice. So a quick look here at our items, if there's anything here. PJ Black is away to Dragon Gate, Mascara Dorada as well. Drawn a lot of praise for our show, so that's good to see, and a 5.43 on television, followed by 4K in drug testing fees. But apart from that, It just seems to be a standard show, gains a lot of momentum. Prestige is pretty much the same. As I say, we're looking just to build all these up to continue the road to national. So a short show today, but hopefully you enjoyed the episode, guys. I say if you're happy with some of the feuds, let me know what you think. As I say, if you've got any idea what you'd like to call Becky Lynch and TNA, let me know in the comments section below. Any questions? How your sales are getting on, please let me know as well. Like, subscriptions, all that jazz, all deeply appreciated. But I say most importantly, guys, if you are enjoying the game and you want to get involved, you can join us on the Fantasy Booker subreddit and also the Grey Dog software forums. We've got a small community, we want to make it big, but as I say, there's everything there. More YouTubers, people with funny stuff, people with written diaries, everything is there. Mod makers, you name it, they can help you get settled in, enjoy this game as it continues to get better and better. So thanks as always for joining, guys. This is 21 Maxwell. See you real soon. Bye bye.